Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, see, I did not know. I did not know. Oh my God. Okay, so here we go. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. It is Foul Pal Darrell. Welcome, 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 darling, to my indoor grow space. I know it's not much, but it's mine. So in today's video, I just wanted to show my face and wish you all a happy Valentine's Day and give you a forewarning that my birthday is in 2 more days on the 16th. Hallelujah. Okay. That's how we doing it. Birthday behavior. So I know it's been a while. So what I'm going to do is show you guys all of my orchids, give you the smallest amount of details as it pertains to my personal life, because right now mama is in suit with another company, and I have to be on the hush hush about a lot of things. But I do ask that you all keep me lifted in prayer, sending good vibes, positive messages my way, because it is truly needed. It's truly needed right now. Stressful times, we are going to push through. Remembering self-care is the best care of all, okay? We're talking about taking care of our orchids, but self-care, taking care of you, doing something nice for you, period, is going to be the best thing that you can do, okay? So some of my accolades right now, before I go to watering all of these orchids, in a short amount of time. It's early in the morning. It is still winter time. So I'm going to give you a couple of care tips, such as be very conscientious that the floor to your home is going to be very much cooler than what you are experiencing in the high levels, okay? So remember, if you're watering your orchids on the floor, remember to not leave them for too long, because the water will become very cold. If you have fertilizers in it, that fertilizer will become very acidic. So, pay a close attention to that. So this right here is my beautiful Maria. She did get some bud blasts while I was gone. My husband and I had just went to Tennessee to go shopping. Some of the things that I wanted to do for him for Valentine's Day with my money that I worked hard for. We had a really great time. He took me on a shopping spree, buying me new shoes, new clothes. You know how those things go. But I wanted to show you my Maria, even with the bud blast here and some over here. She is still very beautiful. And she produced so many buds, so many flower spikes and offshoots. So very proud of one of my favorite Phalaenopsis orchids. Okay. Also, just a shout out to my Fal Pally Ann, who sent me this beautiful Phalaenopsis orchid that has blooms like a Sogo, which is one of my favorite variegated orchids. Similar blooms, very, very beautiful, very, very beautiful. This is one of those orchids that I was blessed to find at Kroger's. It's a fragrant orchid, very, very spectacular, and give you vibes of species. Okay. My Crowell Smith orchid is still hanging on, keeping a bloom on its face. One of my favorite orchids right here, which is my Phalaenopsis Randy, okay, that I purchased a year ago now, because I purchased it in December of 2020. And today is 2022, February. One of my favorite orchids. With me, is all about the tongue. It's all about the tongue. And I do not have any viewers right now. Like, oh my God, girl, y'all was up all night into this Super Bowl situation. I was up all night too, but we was doing some Super Bowl activities that is a little bit more mature, darling. So if I'm up with a smile on my face, I'm looking for my pal pals. Get up, girl. and put a smile on your face. Okay, so back to my orchids. Brian, if you have the chance to watch this, your orchid did very, very well, producing offshoots. These are all reblooms. The reblooms were on here pretty much as quick as the regular blooms, but it had been through a lot of, drying out. Like right now, it's bone dry. Bone dry. My darling right here, um, I always forget the name. I'm gonna have to write it down one day. But it's between crystal or rock sand that this orchid is named after. If you don't remember, it has the white blooms with the red pinkish lip. Okay, that's this orchid who was in the competition. It stayed in bloom for 11 months. And the blooms faded, but guess what, boo boo? A flower, a whole new flower spike, a whole new chance to not just put on a new display, but a whole new show is on the way. So I'm very, very in love with this white Phalaenopsis with the pink lip. My Dendrobium Liliana goes without saying that she is my favorite dendrobium, my absolute favorite dendrobium. And it's time to water her as well. It's time to water them all. Right now, my Phalaenopsis Reggie is going to be the legitimate winner of my favorite Phalaenopsis orchid. He has been in bloom over a year. This is his 13th month, and well, 14th month in bloom. My husband purchased him for me last year for Valentine's Day, and he was already in full bloom, and he has stayed with blooms on him consecutively. Blooms have been on my Phalaenopsis Reggie. Also, if you see one of these grocery store Phalaenopsis orchids and you are a new beginner, I strongly suggest that you get this one, because not only in my care, but a lot of others, I don't take the tags off until it stops blooming or it reblooms for me. So this is the tag. If you see one of these grocery store Phalaenopsis, this is one of the good ones. I have a lot of Phalaenopsis lovers that has made this stay in bloom for extremely a long amount of time. Good morning, Fal Pal Crystal. I was just showing you that one of the orchids named after you with the white blooms and the red lips, she is now without flowers. She had flowers for 11 months, but Mama is growing a new spike. Moving on, because it's a lot of orchids. We last spoke about growing orchids in water culture. Don't forget that I am experimenting with Incidiums growing in the method of water culture, but they consume water a lot quicker. And so, as you can see, a lot of dehydration, okay? But as it pertains to my orchids in water culture, they have been bone dry for over a week. Oh, here we go. I did not even know. Here we go. A new flower spike. A new flower spike. So sometimes when you put them under distress, and only were they dry because I had been so busy. Okay, but this is also one of my favorite Phalaenopsis by the bloom. You can see it's all about the tongue for me. But yes, a new flower spike. So congratulations on that. Another tip that I have noticed is when you group your orchids to or around orchids that are similar in heritage, they perform a lot better. Okay, no tea, no shade, girl. I'm just telling you what I recognized. Okay. So, anywho, my Sogos. Like I said, I love my Sogos. This is one that I'm experimenting growing in a cup, and I can see for the very first time, she is now making a flower spike. Okay, so that's going to be a effective method, with your Sogos, having them in a plastic cup. These are Sogos that I had not taken out of its original plastic container, you know, like that. I've had these now for maybe a year. A lot of leaves dried up because I had not been watering them, like I normally do. Mama had got a job, and Mama was working and making coins. That's what she was doing when you did not see her. But these are my Sogos, my birthday orchids. As you can see, they are in spike for my birthday. So one of the main reasons why these Sogos are my birthday orchids in my Facebook group, Fal Pals. Okay, 2 flower spikes, a lot of dead leaves because I let them go dry. So all of my Sogos are in flower spike or in bloom. This is another Sogo that I grown in the method of water culture. And as you can see, a flower spike. Yes, ma'am, honey. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This little darling right here is also fragrant. Also one of the minis that you can get from your local grocery store. As I said, it's a very fragrant, sweet smelling, early in the morning type of Phalaenopsis. She is actually grown in the method of water culture. And the water, hold on. It has been dry for over a week now. It's no water in there. And she is a double spike in the method of water culture. Okay, another Incidium that's bone dry, not doing so well. I have to use this orchid to prop it up. One moment, please. Because it's just falling over with no water in it. As it pertains to my Incidiums and Dendrobiums, you know, it's a bloom coming on my Tobanese. My Tobanese is a faithful bloomer. New growth on my first Kiki that has yet to rebloom or make blooms for me. My Miltoniopsis. I'm finally getting a Miltoniopsis, or at least I got the flower spike, okay? My first Miltoniopsis flower spike rebloom, if you will. This little darling back here has rot. I'm watching it to make sure that it does not spread. Okay, I don't think anything else, exciting down here. So now we are going to move in the kitchen. One moment, please. One moment. One moment. One moment, please. So, of course, these are my absolute favorite type of Phalaenopsis with the molted leaves, which are my Schilleranias or Schillerianas, however you want to see it. Look at these beautiful babies. You can't put a flash on? Oh, I want a flash. Look how beautiful they are, everyone. Look how beautiful. And it's so much more to come. So much more to come. My Norman orchid, from years ago, I finally got it to rebloom in the method of water culture. It's called Vanessa. My auntie Vanessa gave it to me. Or she purchased it for me. $70 from Norman's. Girl, we all been a fool before, honey. We all been a fool. But yes, and my favorite blooms, honey. Yes, God. Yes, 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 God. Yes, yes. And then this darling right here helped me get through many of days while working. I would be so, frustrated from work and feeling defeated. And the first thing I would do before even kissing my husband and my daughter is rush in this house to see these beautiful blooms that I had named after my main man, Heath, from Trees Epiphytes. I love these blooms, and they are all different type of Schillerianas. Although they have the molted leaves, there are differences. That's a different video. Please don't forget my Rose of Sharon because she has been a faithful bloomer. She has been a faithful bloomer. She has she has been keeping these blooms on her. It's just she has gone, a moment or two briefly without any blooms. So, but she has been keeping these beautiful blooms on her, darling. Yes, God. One of the orchids transitioning to waterculture. I don't get to water it a lot. Um, this is actually my first orchid from growing in the method of water culture. So I'm really really excited and proud of this darling right here. This was one of my first orchids I started growing in the method of water culture, and it is now for the first time giving me some beautiful reblooms. So I'm really excited because girl, it's been so long I forgot what the blooms look like. Okay. This is my baby. You know this is my baby. This is a Kiki someone gave me long time ago with the purple underside leaves. This little darling right here is now for the first time giving me a new flower spike. These beautiful blooms right here. Oh my God, it's like the blooms just keep getting bigger. But this is one of those orchids, Just Add Ice. This is actually my first Just Add Ice orchid rebloom. This is one of the Phalaenopsis orchids my mother had given me. Those blue mystique Phalaenopsis orchids. I can actually see a little pink still in the leaves. I actually can. But it was pink. And this is the first time I've ever had those orchids to rebloom for me. And it is a beautiful thing because it's also in the method of water culture. Okay, baby, don't come for me with water culture. Please don't come for me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Another orchid in water culture that has been dry for some time, and it's also a double spike orchid in the method of water culture. And it's also, one of my favorites because it's so pink and beautiful. Honey, mama loves some pink, honey. Yes, honey, blush pink at that. This the color my nails were supposed to be, honey. That's what color they were supposed to be, but that's a different video. All of my vendors are doing okay. They are not thriving because I'm not able to water them all day, every day. It's not time for you to go to school. You can go lay down. My favorite and my first Sholariana, that was her flowers spike that you saw all over there. They are all mingling and tingling together. Norman's orchid, this little darling. But as far as the blooms and spikes, at least to my understanding, that is all for now. Okay. And this is another orchid in water culture that's been dry forever. Oh, I have not checked the mailbox. Thank you so much, and happy Valentine's to you all. I have not checked the mailbox yet. I told you my husband and I had went to Tennessee to go shopping and just have a little time. So anyway, so now good morning everyone. Now we finna get to watering these orchids. So what you did not see, let me catch you up. The fertilizer of choice is still going to be that seaweed extract, okay? And the same bottle from when Mama started this channel. And that's the only fertilizer I really have left. And I only use one drop, okay? I only use one drop per bucket. That has been sustaining them. That's been doing it for them. Mama mixed it up a little bit, but it's safe to say that that's the fertilizer of choice that I use. Just one drop, and we use tap water with that. Okay, with that regimen. These are particularly my orchids grown outdoors and my Incidium type and Dendrobium type of orchids. My Phalaenopsis orchids, that's different. So what I have already done was I got, get you some plastic containers and stuff. But I have this to put all of my Vandas in. And I'm going to have a Vanda in here. And we're going to let them soak for 2 hours. And then we're going to have to take them out because this water will become really cold. Now, I put the water on warm, not lukewarm, but warm enough to where you would take a shower, but it would not be burning your skin, because this water on the floor is going to get warm really fast. So I actually wasted too much time. So while I did that, I have some water boiling. So why do you have water boiling, Val Palterell? I have water boiling because, girl, these do like humidity. Girl, it is 26 degrees in Alabama today. And, girl, mama got the heat on blast because I don't like being cold. Okay, if I'm up. So I keep my rainwater under the cabinets. I keep them in plastic jugs. You guys already know. So what I actually do is this pan or pot that you see is specifically for my orchids. I don't cook out of it, okay? So I'm gonna pour half of it into another plastic container, and I'm gonna have 2 gallons of rainwater warming up. Okay, once it get warm, then I'm gonna add my fertilizer. I'm gonna shake it up. By the time I get back from taking my daughter to school, this will be ready, and I can go ahead and throw those orchids in there. Boop boop boop. Okay, and have them getting their soak on while I get my face together. Because this is not how I'm gonna look. My husband did tell me. He just told me today that I can go and get waxed. And so what I heard him say, that's what he said, but what I heard him say was, you can go buy some stuff with my debit card. So I'm finna go get some new shoes, honey. I'm finna go get a facial, honey. I'm finna go get waxed, honey. Remember, it's all about self-care, especially if you don't feel like yourself or if you have insecurities, if you feel exhausted. Hell, if you work hard, play hard. Take care of yourself because you have to feel as if you deserve it because you do. So I'm really excited about that, honey. So yes, we're gonna have to water these orchids really, really quick. So let me go ahead and get that together. And that's typically what this video is about: how to water your orchids real quick. Cause it's Valentine Day. You trying to be booed up, honey. Even if you just doing something for yourself, honey. If you doing something for yourself, okay. And when it pertains to this boiling hot water, please, mama, please, mama, be very, very careful. Don't forget, I burned myself. I still actually have scars that you see discoloration. It's not evident, but I see it. And girl, I will always remember. So be very careful with that hot water because the smallest amount that gets on you will take this top layer of skin off instantaneously. Instantaneously, girl. Just all of it be gone, honey. Your hand look like this on both sides. Okay, good morning. Happy Valentine. Okay, so this is just how I do it, and this is for my Phalaenopsis and all them species type of orchids. I take the top off. If you don't take the top off, the container will lose its shape, okay? Because this is very hot water. So, girl, I don't want you all in my business, but just so you can see, it's not like a fool. And it is a lot of rainwater, cause honey, girl, one day it be wet and the next day it be dry, honey. So, um, I just want you to know, honey, if you new to this station, honey, we keeps it cute and we keeps it clean. So I took the pot off of that aisle and I put it on an aisle that is not hot, and I'm gonna sit the other container right there because I also will be using rainwater to go into my orchids in water culture. And if you have forgotten, sometimes I will use the water from my fish aquarium to go into my orchids in water culture. And as you guys had seen, that my water is not crystal clear anymore, that is ooey and gooey. And the orchids, algae, I suppose, the orchids are actually thriving off of that. That's where a lot of my double spikes are coming from. And we are not losing bottom leaves, honey. No, ma'am. That's we're, we, we're not losing bottom leaves. We're not. Okay, so let's get these Vandas. Vanda number one. You know, I try to be real cautious with their roots. Oh. And another tip from one of my fab pals is when you are watering them, try not to get the leaves wet, because once you do, this is what will happen, especially in cool temperatures, and especially when the leaves are still wet and they're outdoors and that sun gets the beaming down. So make sure the leaves are not wet, okay? And all of the roots, honey, do not need to be submerged in water, okay? That's for my new beginners. So let's hurry up, get this thing crack-a-lacking. Because once I put these orchids in here, I'll be done with this live video, and I will recap to you some of the things that we had talking about in this video. Here we go. There you go, little baby. There you go. Come on, little baby. Come on. Come on, little baby. Okay, that's good. Make the... What do you... Hold on. What to do with the orchid you just bought from a box store? Honey, girl, thank you for asking me. Thank you for asking me. This, again, reiterating, is a orchid from a grocery store, Home Depot to be more specifically, that my husband had purchased me. But majority of my Phalaenopsis orchids are going to be grocery store. Most of my stuff is grocery store, big box store type of situations. And I don't repot. Just leave them alone. I used to do all that repotting. This is my Phalaenopsis Reggie. Has been in bloom for 15 months. 14 months now. And he has kept blooms on him consecutively. He is still potted in his original container. This is another orchid that stayed in bloom for 11 months, and now she is producing a new flower spike. She is still in her original container. All of my Sogos were purchased a year ago, and they are in flower spike. And these are Sogos I've had 2 years that I have, one water culture and one grown in a plastic container. All are in spike, grown in different methods, and even still in its original container. So you're not missing out on anything by repotting your orchid, okay? Like I said, girl, these are orchids that I've had 2 years that are still in its original container. Mama is going to come back and teach out. My Coral Smith orchid is still in its original container. Girl, Mama ain't repotted an orchid in at least over a year, okay? But all of them, just get the idea. That's all you do. You put them, when you get them, you put them somewhere where it's good ventilation, you know, a fan going. Get you some good light. You know, a window seal is perfect. And you just leave them alone. And you make sure that if they're in this type of setup, you submerge it into water. Let it suck up all the water that it can. You know, gently squeeze the excess water from the container. And then, girl, you put it back in the same exact direction. Don't be moving it around. Don't be messing with it. Because all of this stuff is in the original container. This has rebloomed twice. And these have rebloomed once. And all of this stuff, girl, just take my word. Mama ain't repotted, and they keep reblooming, and they keep reblooming. So my last Vanda, and if you have any more questions, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. But yes, and don't get to doing all that repotting. Don't get to doing all that slicing and dicing and herbs and spices. Don't do it. Don't do it, honey. Girl, I know you see something on your orchid. It's like being in a relation. If you in a relationship with someone, if you up under that person 24/7, you're going to see a lot of things that you don't like because you can see them all day, every day. Now, if you just not dating somebody, because we done broke up with our husbands and our wives, thinking that we gonna get something better out there in these streets, and we dating and going out on into restaurants and stuff, and oh, you the best love I've ever had in my life. And then when your ass get to being around them 24/7, and you get to see that they got the same problems that your old husband or your old wife have. So I said that to say this, girl, a lot of the stuff that go on with these orchids, for instance, you know, you'll learn as you grow. That's what I always say. Learn as you grow, boo boo. But this orchid right here, girl, some of y'all will get to seeing these bottom leaves falling off, child. Y'all be like, oh Lord, my orchid is dying. My orchid is dying. Girl, it's not dying. It's just letting you know, girl, I got to eat the nutrients from my leaves because you're failing to feed me. This bone dry. And this been, you know, some of you will be like, oh, dead roots, I got to repot. Girl, leave that damn thing alone. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And if they say, who told you that? Fab Pal Darrell told you that. All of his orchids are thriving and doing it. They doing it. Water and all, honey. Double spikes. Just add ice reblooms, honey. Mama is doing the damn thing, girl. Unapologetically. She doing it. Girl, she even doing water culture. This one of the first methods. So, you know, girl, the leaves fell off because I let it get too dry. But girl, I just stick this whole thing in there. So, that's all, fam pals. Like I said, once the water get warm, traditionally, if I am in a rush, I will not fertilize my orchids. I'll just go ahead and use just regular rainwater because the summertime is really, well, the spring and summertime is really when you want to maximize your fertilization. So the rest of the year, they already have what they need, especially if you stop watering them for whatever reasons. So, what I will do is give them some CalMag. This right here, this still the same container from girl 2-3 years ago. It's a drop left, and it's a drop left. You know, make sure you shake it up before you use it. And I literally, hold on. I know it's literally. I said a different accent, darling. I literally I literally use just a drop, okay, darling, just a drop. I always told you, Fab Pal Darrell got all these mottos out here. Learn as you grow, a little dab, but do you? No slicing and dicing, no adding herbs and spices. I say all of this stuff at literally so you can understand it, girl. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. My husband is rich. I got no reason to lie to you. So we're gonna use just a pinch of Epsom salt too, because I didn't use much of any Epsom salt at all, just to see what the effects would be. And girl, I did see a lot of drastic changes. For instance, primarily, this Phalaenopsis right here is one of the ones that I always brag about being so masculine and having strong cell walls. You would see the ridges very prominently in the leaves. Since I have not been using Epsom salt, they're just regular leaves. The coloration is a little bit more yellowish than how it used to be, very dark green like this. And the blooms does not have the shimmer and shine. The blooms are still beautiful, don't get me wrong, but they don't have the shimmer and shine, and we want to have shimmer and shine in all of our blooms. And also, I believe it might play a major part with the fragrant orchids, because my fragrant orchids, when I was using magnesium sulfate, when I was using magnesium sulfate, especially in the kitchen right now, early in the morning, and with me boiling water and putting that water in the atmosphere, girl, my fragrant orchids will shut the house down. You can smell it all the time you come in the door. So I'm definitely going to start back maximizing on my magnesium sulfate. My magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salt. Okay. Now, like I said, I went from that, the CalMed and the Epsom salt, and I started using seaweed extract. Since I've used the seaweed extract, Mama has seen spikes like never before. Spikes like never before. But when it comes to them growing leaves, they will grow roots. But when it comes to them growing leaves, girl, my orchids, girl, girl, it's only a handful of them that grew a new leaf, honey. Okay, but girl, if they already got 15 leaves and they're not losing any bottom leaves, I don't care. You ain't got to keep growing leaves. Like this is the length of the new leaves. Okay, they did not even grow longer than the old leaves. Okay, every one. Okay, so that's what happened when you only use one type of fertilizer. But like I said, girl, you get spikes galore. Nobody losing bottom leaves. Nobody is on the decline. You see that teeny weeny leaf? So everybody is doing just fine. So that's a different video, but you heard it here first. When it comes to and they just keep reblooming. They keep reblooming. That's the difference between those two fertilizers. Okay, but so now Mama is going, just mix it up, mix it up. And I'm gonna let you guys go. It's probably time for me to take my daughter to school. I have all of my orchids. One last thing that I will do. Let me see. Should I do it now? What the crap? Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, but I got this stuff. I can't do it. I can't do it. So what? I got a few dishes I need to wash when I get finished with this. But what I'm going to do now is show you how I water my Incidium type of orchids really, really fast. And anytime you're going really, really fast, like I say, do the best that you can, making sure that you're not making boo-boos, meaning that you're spilling water all over the place and water is all on the leaves and things of that nature. But this is, middle is warm. This, right now, is still kind of cool. Oh, well, I got to wait till it warm up. Okay, we want to use really warm water, but not too hot. Okay, not scalding. One drop. Okay, that's 2 drops, but that's okay. That's okay, especially if we're fertilizing orchids that love acidity. Okay, like your vandas and your dendrobiums and your girl, what them things called? Um, Girl, I don't know. But we're gonna let that go in there like that, and then I'm gonna put them all in here together. And this is, girl, this has been what's getting the job done. This is what's been getting the job done. Now, just one key tip. Now, remember, if you got an orchid like this that got the ooey and gooey, we don't, just to be cautious or just to be, you know, oh, girl, my brain is shutting down or something. But girl, make sure that you water this alone, okay? Just to be on the safe side, period. To be on the safe side. But these type of orchids, I put them in these containers. Some of you guys want to know how to repot Incidiums. Girl, all I do is pull it out the container. I don't do any slicing of the roots because I don't know what good roots and bad roots are. And girl, I put a little mouse on top, honey, just like that, bam. And girl, they're going to do what they need to do. So all of these roots that you're looking at are new roots that's been grown in my care, okay? But that's all I did, girl. Just stick it in there. Make sure that, it's propped up to where it don't wiggle and fall off and stuff like that. So yeah, I got a cute little way to put all this stuff up, but that's a different video. It was Valentine's Day. I wanted to, give some Valentine love and, hopefully try to do some videos for my birthday. But like I said, reiterating to you guys that mama is taking someone to court and a lot of stuff I can't say and I normally say everything. So, just trying to do what my lawyers say do, which is shut up. So I'm gonna put them all in like this, okay? And they're gonna soak up while the Vandas soak up. And then when I take the Vandas out of that big container, that's when I will put the rest of these type of orchids. And this also goes to answer that guy's question about, what you do with an orchid. You just get this, girl, I don't even repot this stuff no more. Just leave it in there and just make sure you soak them up because they get dry really fast. And that's obviously ain't been ever repotted in about 2 years, okay? The rebloomed and everything. But anywho, let me go and get these. Girl, not the cute angle. And then I just throw them in there. Turn this around so the roots don't get so damaged. Ouch. So just like that, honey, all I'm getting watered at the same time. This is what has been working for me and what I will continue to do. Remember, when I take these out, those other orchids that you saw, I will use that to water them. These are some towels I use to set my orchids on, not to use for my body, but, to dry my orchids off with. These are some old towels. And then I use this smaller container to water my Phalaenopsis orchids, with the water that I just showed you that we're warming up now. And I do about 2 rounds of that, and then I'm pretty much done with my Phalaenopsis orchids. All of my orchids that is still in this original container, I watered them before I left, so they should still be a little wet. So I'm not, really concerned about them. I only water them when it's bone dry. Okay, when it's bone dry, like how I showed you. This is another one that's going to be bone dry. That's the only time I put water in there, and sometimes, I don't even, I'm not even able to do that. So they really have to do what they can do, and that is how I raise my orchids to be really strong and independent because, girl, tomorrow is not promised, and girl, you getting watered is not promised. But happy Valentine's to you all. Remember, girl, if you feel like you ain't got nobody to do nothing special with, or you can't take nobody, nobody ain't gonna take you to the movies and to dinner, girl, go and do it for yourself. It's okay to do it for yourself. Go get your nails done. Go get your lashes done. Get your eyebrows done. Girl, go to a barber, go get your hair done. Girl, take care of you because I promise you it's really important that you take care of yourself. Because when you take care of yourself and you start to love what you see in the mirror, you're going to start getting the foundations to start having morals and principles about yourself, to where when someone come into your life, into your energy, and try to give you some shit that you're not going for, you can immediately leave the scene. Not running away from your problems, but let these hoes know you will not do me any kind of way. You will not talk to me any kind of way. You will not treat me any kind of way, because you can clearly see that I take care of myself. And I'm okay with myself because I love myself. Okay, now some of the girls, and I had to do this at one point in time, but girl, you go look yourself in that mirror and girl, you get to talking to yourself. Build yourself up because girl, if you waiting on somebody else to compliment you, girl, you might be waiting a long time. So you make sure you compliment yourself first. Okay, love yourself like nobody else. So nobody will be able to bring you drama. Nobody will be able to bring you bad news. Keep a smile on your face. Keep a positive attitude. Stay optimistic. If you're going through some bad things right now, some tests and trials, look past the tests and trials and think and already be able to see what you look like victoriously because God has already given you the victory. Bam! He'd have given it to you. All you got to do is name it and claim it. You coming out of it. You coming out victoriously. All you have to do is stop looking and focusing on the past and the negativity. Think about what the bigger picture is. When I was at work and some of my coworkers, they would be so frustrated and negative about the job that was given to them. And I'm like, you know what? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So if you're already strong on the strongest machines, the easy machines will be nothing to you. So I love you all. I wish you many, many blessings. Girl, be your own Valentine for a change. Take your own self out. Learn how to do things on your own. It's okay to do things on your own. When you start treating yourself good and holding yourself to a higher standard, girl, all the things that you want, love, prosperity, money, wealth, all of those things are going to just start dripping on you. It's going to drip, honey. Girls, the sunny with the drip. Hey. But I love you guys and I will talk to you soon.